What's going on, everybody? It's Sasha, your market expert here in Charlotte. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today, we're going to be talking about a viral video that went viral. I actually saw this video on Facebook. One of my old high school friends posted it, and I actually thought it was a house in Ohio, but it turns out this house, and I'm going to be playing the video right up here. Turns out that this house was priced just above $250,000, and it was in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, so about 2 hours away from the Charlotte area, and the activity was absolutely insane.
Okay, everyone, so I am here showing my client a home, and I just want you to take a look at all of the people who are lined up to see this property. So when we say that there is a housing crisis, we really mean it. It's absolutely insane. The line goes all the way in the back. It's not even 5:30 fully, and someone stopped me and they wanted to know what was going on in the neighborhood, and I just told them the truth. I said, we're having a housing crisis, and this is a home that is priced under $300,000 here in the Raleigh area, and as you can see, there are just cars upon cars upon cars, and there are a ton of people that are trying to see this home. This is absolutely ridiculous. We have got to get control over these prices in the housing inventory. Absolutely crazy. So, and people are so desperate for a home, under a particular price point because people don't make as much money. But there's there's just a lot of people out here. This is just absolutely insane. Like I said, I had some people pull over while I was walking up to the property just to talk to me about what was going on here. All right, just wanted to share. All right, y'all take care. Have a great night. Bye.
I've seen a lot of houses with, lines at open houses and things of that nature. But what was going on with this house, as you can tell in the video playing, it's a little crazy. And then the saddest thing when I was watching this video was I was thinking to myself, at the end of the day, a couple is not going to get this. A family's not going to get this. It's not going to go to somebody who's going to live there. It's most likely going to go to an investor, which is going to bring me into the second thing that we're going to talk about, which is a new article that came out by the Washington Post, and it goes over the top 10 metros of where investors bought in 2021. So, guess who the top two are? Atlanta and Charlotte, North Carolina at 25%. That means that 1 in every 4 homes sold was sold to an investor. Think about that for a second right now. 1 in 4, 25% was sold to an investor. This is absolutely insane, and it brings up so many good points. What do investors, and guys, I'm not talking about mom and pop. I'm not talking about somebody owning a small portfolio of 3, 5, 10 properties or something like that. We're talking about very big corporations with hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. And it brings me to think, what do they know that we don't know? Everybody's like, there's a housing crash, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But why are they buying all these houses up? So it's very interesting. So obviously the bad part, and if you don't know this, I don't expect you guys to know this, but what investors do is they tend to buy houses in median price points, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath houses that are at median price points. They're not out here buying $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 homes, because usually the mortgage is not going to cover, their rental price is not going to cover their mortgage. And if it does, it's very, very minimal. So they go over the median price homes. Now, the problem with that is the median price homes is where middle class, normal everyday people, first responders, people that are making, 35, 45, under $50,000 a year are looking. and they are getting priced out. 1 in 4 is selling to an investor. So it's causing a lot of ruckus in our real estate market. And I'm noticing, like you guys have seen some of my other videos, there's a lot of sellers out here that know that now too. I literally just got off the phone with the seller about an hour ago, and they said, hey, we're not going to sell to any investor. We want to sell it to a young couple. We want to sell it to a family that's actually going to live in the house. Because essentially what the investors are doing, they're just buying it as an investment. They don't care who goes in there. They're just going to rent it out, which in turn can hurt certain neighborhoods, can hurt certain property value. Now going over what I kind of just let you know about where they're buying, we're going to go over a couple places that they're buying in Charlotte that they're targeting, like up and coming, I guess, neighborhoods that they're expecting the prices to go up in. So it might be interesting to keep your eye on, but some of these numbers are absolutely staggering of how much they're buying. So first up, in the West Charlotte zip codes of 28216 and 28214, they purchased over half the homes sold in the last year. They purchased over half the homes sold in the last year in those zip codes, which is absolutely crazy. And like I just mentioned, they're not going for houses 400, 500, 600,000. They're looking to stay at the median price point, which is 350 and below, because that's where they're going to be able to make their cash flow on the monthly rents. Now, in the northern part of Charlotte, zip codes like 28269, which I talk about often in some of my other videos, and also 28262, that figure was about 40% of the homes. So they purchased 40% of the homes within the last year in those two zip codes. So other kind of outlying areas, Gastonia, same thing, 40% of homes. And Concord and Kannapolis, they bought more than a third. So, right there in between 33 and 40%. So let's just call it 35, for example. So these are some of the areas where they're purchasing them at. And guys, honestly, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And if you're a seller out there, I really, really want you to think about this. Obviously, different people are in different situations. Sometimes you need to take a lot of that extra money if you need it for your next move, or whatever the case is. But if at all possible, please remember, try to sell it to a person, a family, something like that. So, where it's actually going to be valued a lot more, instead of it going to a huge corporation that really doesn't care about the house, care about the neighborhood. They just care about profits and being able to rent it out, get cash flows, and then sell it in a couple years when the property values have, gone up 20, 30, 50, 100% or so. So if you are a seller and if you're in a good position, I encourage you to try to sell to actual people that want to live there and use it as their first home. The housing market, as you all know, is absolutely crazy, and the people that are getting hurt the most is the people that are looking at the median price points and below. And it's very rough. I'm very happy for the sellers that, choose to take a little bit of initiative and things like that. But then again, like I said, everybody's in a different situation, and some people are, put in a situation where they have to sell to an investor based off maybe the condition of the property, maybe based off that they're getting a lot more money for the property or what have you. But I honestly thought this was just very interesting, going on that video that I just showed you guys in the beginning. All those people at that house looking to buy that house. And the sad truth is that most likely that house is going to get sold to an investor. Now, I guess, obviously there's a lot of bad in that, but then you got to think about some of the good stuff. Those areas like that list I showed you, Charlotte and Atlanta are tied for the top places where investors are buying. So what is that telling us? It's telling us that Charlotte is a really, really popular location, and that these multi-billion dollar companies see something in Charlotte that they want to invest in. They also see something in the real estate market that they want to invest in for the long term. So if you're looking at it on a better perspective or a different perspective, this is good news for you if you decide to buy a home in the Charlotte area, because if these big companies are betting on Charlotte, chances are if you make a bet on Charlotte, you're going to do fairly well too. But if you're a subscriber to the channel, you already know this. I talk about this and I talk about how we're just getting started in the Charlotte market as far as prices and things like that go. Wait till we see what happens in the next 10 to 15 years. You'll be very happy that you bought a house in Charlotte. This was a rant session, as you can tell. If there's anything I could ever do for you, call, text, or email me anytime. I'll catch you next week for the next video. Take care. Bye.